Hi, I'm Jackie Schollerman.
And I'm Chase Poole with the Schollerman Group of Coldwell Banker. And we're here today, Jackie, to discuss what happens in the event an appraisal does not come back as anticipated. So in today's market, we're seeing multiple offers on homes. And one of the strategies that we're seeing is that there is, in a multiple offer situation, you do see some of these buyers removing loan appraisal contingencies. And we're here to discuss, well, what happens in the event that we do put in an offer, we remove that contingency, the offer is accepted, and then the appraisal comes back and it doesn't meet our expectation of what the home, what we think it's worth. So what is the advice here, Jackie? What should we be doing?
Well, first of all, in this competitive hot sellers market that we're in, appraisers know that it is a very difficult situation for the buyers. And I have, based on my experience, I have seldom see a appraisal not coming at the value. So they typically do come at the purchase price. But let's assume that in the event, if it doesn't, first of all, before a realtor should sit down and writing an offer with that buyer is to really get the buyer financial condition and situation fully understood and get them pre-approved, look at their financial statement to make sure that they have sufficient funds to close the escrow. And let's say, assuming that the appraisal comes lower than purchase price, and the lender is going to give a percentage, let's say 80% of the appraised value, the buyer should have enough funds in their either bank account or financial institutions that they can close a gap between what the lender is going to loan and what their purchase price is. And of course, the funds doesn't have to be immediately cash, as long as they are in a position of making those mutual funds or assets or whatever assets they have, they can liquidate those funds and close the escrow on time and close the gap between what is appraised and what is the purchase price.
Absolutely, absolutely. Another thing to really reassure that your appraisal is going to come back is really working with a realtor that absolutely knows the comps in the area. Number one thing in putting together an offer is understanding the value of a home. And so if you're working with a realtor that knows the comps in the area, in the neighborhood, that will help you put together a winning offer, but then it will allow you to get closer to that appraised value. Again, the appraisers are looking at what homes have sold for, and they're using that data to come up with a valuation on this subject property. So making sure that you know all of the comps and have a pretty good understanding of the value of that property before you enter into contract is going to save you a lot of headaches down the road.
That's true, because after all, you're looking after the best interests of your buyer to make sure that you're not putting buyer in a position that is going to come back and haunt them. The other thing that the good experienced realtors do is we do a closing cost statement for the buyer while we're preparing their offer. We want to make sure that they understand what the purchase price is going to be, what is the escrow fee is, how much down payment they have to put down, are there any county transfer tax, is there any city transfer tax. Once you do the entire closing cost statement, they know pretty much all the way, almost like to within $100 of what is going to cost them to buy that particular property. So that way, they're fully aware that they have plenty of funds to close the escrow once we go into the escrow with that buyer.
Absolutely. So if you are interested in buying a home, please give us a call, Jackie or myself here at the Schollerman Group, and we'll schedule 15 minutes of strategy session, and we can discuss on how to craft a winning offer